Yo, what's up? On my second post trading analysis that I'm about to be making today, we are on AUDCHF. I'm just gonna start out high time frame on this chart, just because it's a more of an unfamiliar kind of like a random pair. Yeah, it's very simple. We've been downtrending for an extremely long period of time. So typically with these ones that just continue to downtrend, it's like as you're downtrending, you can just expect that trend to continue. Literally since the history, the 80s, this chart has just been downtrending. So yeah, all this exhaustion to the downside could indicate that a reversal is coming, but as long as you're trending down, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. So, anyways, put in a new low and then had some ranging price action and then just started grinding up for a while. Clean distribution there at the highs, wick to the high of this supply block we had right here. That was definitely tradable, but that is not the trade I am discussing today. So you completed that distribution, and after distributing, you created a beautiful accumulation here. So we were downtrending from the high of this distribution, 1, 2, 3 pulls of market structure to the downside there. So even though you're at the top of this pivot and there's a lot of exhaustion to the upside, meaning you could get that reversal with this distribution up here, you have 3 structure pulls down. So even if you are intended to continue to the downside, you can easily have an accumulation that completes itself and then continues to the downside. So that's how I played this one. Just took full profit at that high. Didn't see much reason to hold that any longer than necessary. Whereas something like this, you could still potentially be holding on to if you have it on, maybe a swing account or something. But yeah, you put in this nice PS to the Wyckoff model, which is just a market structure continuation prior to the model. Just looks very clean, with that displacement and just the overall formation of it. Really just a super clean model here. Context wasn't anything incredibly special, but it was high probability. And we came down and we swept that low once more for a Model 1. We had a extremely high probability liquidity buildup with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 plus primary liquidity points here. That is an extremely high amount. These are primary highs. Really nice ranging price behavior there. Pull that volume profile. You can see it there. Just a lot of volume, consistent volume within that range. Then you got a little bit more of an aggressive push on that Asia. Asia started pushing prices down, and then you put in the pivot on your pre-London, which is nice because it also makes it a one model for life, because you take out your Asia low, you get the confirmation, and then you can target that Asia high. So 15-minute break is what I entered on. There was an even lower time frame break of structure. I just was not at home for that confirmation. I got home kind of like as this candle was closing, and I was like, oh shit. So yeah, this could have been a valid entry for like 15 RR. As you can see, nothing really protecting price. From this 1 minute high, when you get that aggressive boom right as you deviate the low, nothing really protecting price from coming back up to that 15-minute high. This kind of looks like some supply, and you can see you did get a rejection from it, but technically it's not valid supply because it's mitigated. So, yep, nothing significant there to stop price from rotating back up to that high. Clean demand creation there. Bang. And then yet again another demand creation here, which actually was about where I entered, where we had our long, somewhere around there, after bouncing from that demand creation and confirming that candle for about a 4.6 RR there. I think I actually entered closer to a 4, so something like that. So yeah, that was the trade. Not sure there's anything else I should discuss on this guy. Was watching for a reaccumulation as we came into that market maker demand. That would have been a really nice play. And you can see, some bottoming structures, some clear exhaustion and some bottoming structures here, but no clear accumulation to take. Could have been a scalp, but that is not what the market offered us before rotating back up. And now I am watching, going forward, watching this range right here. Seeing what we can do. Maybe we can get something that looks like this and we can just, continue shorting this thing all the way down. Maybe to a new all-time low. Who knows? But yeah, we got that main market structure break here, so it would not be crazy to put in a lower high and then continue that downtrend. Same time though, we do have some supply POIs up here that we could retrace into, and maybe if we got intended to put in that large of a pivot, we will rotate all the way back up to this high prior to distributing again for a higher time frame distribution that can actually cause that reversal, that high time frame reversal, and create that high time frame pivot. So yeah, some new ideas I'm watching, and the old trade idea. Thank you guys for watching. If you got any questions, anything like that, let me know down below. See you later.